Hello and welcome to this episode. In this video, I'm going to show you something more about string formatting. I'm going to show you some new tricks, okay? So we are going to continue from where we left off in the previous video. Now, just in case you are wondering if it is always necessary for you to specify the numbers in the placeholder, the answer is no, it is not always necessary. However, if you do not specify the number or the numbers in the placeholders, then you are relegating the substitution of the values based on the order in which you define them. However, if you define the numbers in the placeholders, then you are free to specify your values how you want. What do I mean by this? Let me give you an example. So I want to say name is equal to Edward, and I want to say age is equal to 14. So if I want to print out my name is Edward and I'm 14 years old, what I can do is I'll say output is equal to my name is, okay. What I can do here, I'm going to leave the placeholder for now. My name is Edward and I am years old. And I'll say dot format. Then I will say name and then age. So if I print output, as you can see, I didn't have to specify the values of the placeholders, the number for the placeholders, and Python is going to substitute them in the order. So the first placeholder is going to take name and the second is going to take age. So you don't always have to specify the indexes or the indices for the placeholders. However, let's take a reverse scenario where I want to say my name is Edward and so and so years old. Okay, what I can do here is I can place 1 here and I can place 0 here. Now, what do you think is going to be the output of this? If I print output, you see that I'm saying my name is 14 and Edward years old, which doesn't make sense. And the reason this is happening is because I said it should put the value for 1 here and then the value for placeholder 0 here. So placeholder 0 is name, which is Edward. That is why you are seeing Edward here. And the value for placeholder 1, which is age, is what got substituted here. So that is the reason you have my name is 14 and I'm Edward years old. So to fix this, what you have to do is to swap them around. Okay, so I can say age and then name. Now once you view output, you see that it's saying my name is Edward and I'm 14 years old. So this is one thing I wanted you to note. I want you to remember that you don't always have to specify the indexes for the placeholders in your format, okay? But it is a good practice so that you know that whatever gets substituted in place of any placeholder is actually what you wanted to get substituted there. Okay, so apart from what you've seen so far, there are many ways, there are advanced ways of formatting your text in Python, your strings in Python. And to talk more about that, I'm going to point you to this page which says Python string format, and I'm going to put the link to this page in the description of the video when I'm publishing. And it tells you how you're able to achieve more advanced stuff. So for instance, if I do a placeholder that is colon.2f, what it means is that I want to print a number, but I want the number to have 2 decimal places. If I do colon plus dot 2f, then what it means is that I want to prepend the number with a sign. So if it is negative, I want to see the negative. If it's positive, I want to see the positive. If I do colon plus dot 2f, then it says 2 decimal places with a sign, which is similar to whatever you have up here. Okay, and there are ways you can specify if you want to do padding, if you want to pad a number, that is if you want to maintain a certain length of your numbers. So if I want all my numbers that I print to be 6 in length, then what happens if my number is just 2 in length? Then what you can do is to pad it before or after. So you can pad the numbers before or after, and these are the different ways in which you can achieve that. In fact, let's try some of them. So let's say I want to print the mathematical pi. Okay, so in Python, I'm going to clear the screen and I'm going to import math. Don't worry about this import yet. Okay, so I'm going to import math, and then what is going to happen is I'm going to print math.py. Okay, you can see that this is a long string, and I mean it is to a certain number of decimal places. What if I'm interested in printing pi to just 4 decimal places? Now let's go back to the cookbook that I'm going to link, and it tells you that you can do .2f to get 2 decimal places. So if I want 4, then I'll do .4f. So I'm going to say I'll say print, and then over here I'll bring my colon, I'll say dot 4f, okay, and then I'll say dot format, then math dot py. So as you can see, it has printed pi to 4 decimal places. So this is 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now look at the magic. It rounded it up to the nearest biggest number because it is 3.14159. But because you are interested in just 4 decimal places, it is going to round this 5 off to 6 because 59 is close to 6. And so this is also another way of achieving string formatting. And I would gladly recommend that you look at this page and then you try most of the examples there, because I want to keep the video short and I will not be able to try everything here with you. But trust me, I have played with all of these and they work as advertised on the site. So this is what I want you to take note of: more advanced ways of doing string formatting. And like I promised, I'm going to leave the URL of the page in the description of the video so that you can always click on it and then see more advanced ways. Now to close this video, I'm going to show you one more technique of doing string formatting in Python, which is called f strings. Okay, now how do we do f strings? For example, I'm going to say name again. Let's say first name, f name is equal to Edward. I'll say L name is equal to pi, and I'll say age is equal to 14. Okay, so I would want to say my name is, and I'm blah 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 years old. Okay, what I can do is I'll say output is equal to my name is, then I'll say sorry. Python. Okay, my name is, and I'll put f name here, and I am age years old. Okay, then once I come in here, I can just put German keyboard. I can just put F at the start of it. Sorry for not being consistent. I'm struggling with my keyboard here. So if I do output, now what you realize is that I prepended my string with F. Okay, and this is actually called F strings in Python. Is a way for you to include formatting in the text itself without you having to use the format method that we've been using in the previous videos, and even what you used up here. Now, how does this work? The first thing that you need to realize is that for you to use f strings, you need to prepend your string with F. That is how Python gets to know that you are going to use F strings. Like whatever you are defining is F string. So when Python sees my name is, and then you put a placeholder, and then you put the name of the variable in there, what is going to happen is Python automatically knows that F name is supposed to be a variable or a value that you have already defined. Okay, and I am placeholder age years old. So Python knows that there should be a variable called age, which you already have stored some value in there. So once you print it out, what Python is going to do is it is going to go to the variable called fname, and it's going to substitute the value of that variable in here, and it's going to go to the variable called age, and it's going to substitute the value in here. Okay, so that is the basics about f strings that I would want you to know. Now there's one more thing about the format that I would want you to also know about, and is the fact that when you are specifying the values for the format, you can actually do keyword argument. But because I've not told you keyword argument, I would reserve that for another video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.